Hey, how we doing, everybody? This is the pre-at the close show with Spencer and himself. No, in all seriousness, I'll be joined in a moment by Edwin Dorsey from the Bear Cave to talk about what's new in short report land. But before I did that, let's just look at the markets, shall we? Let's bring up my handy dandy Benzinga Pro. Let's get my background up first. That's better. Let's get my Pro and let's look at what's what. Guys, it is a mostly good day out there. It's maybe not as strong as we were a couple hours ago, but I do have more advancers than decliners. I have more green than red. The problem, though, as we talked about this morning, right, is in terms of the overall market, it's going to do what tech is doing, right? Tech is down. Therefore, the SPY is down. But, hey, we're flat on an opening basis, right? Look at Apple. We're flat on an opening basis. Facebook, we're in the green, actually. I didn't realize that. How is Microsoft doing? Yeah, okay. See, we're down on Microsoft. We're down on Google, right? We're down on Amazon. So all these tech stocks, see that's the thing. Look at Amazon. Amazon, we're technically down, right? Because they're going to say, oh, we're down from Friday's close. But we're actually up from the open. Pretty good day, right? If you ignore that selling in the pre-market. So anyway, more green than red on my screen, even though, you look and you see the QQQ in the red, you see the SPY in the red. Kind of a nothing burger of a day so far. But we'll get to more of this with Joel in a moment. Let's bring on Edwin Dorsey from the Short Report. This man is tracking what all these short sellers are doing. New short reports that are out. Are they good? Are they bad? Should we care? Should we not care? Well, we don't have to answer that question for ourselves because we have Edwin Dorsey to answer the question for us. Before I bring Edwin on, let's get that like button up. Let's get those likes up to 100. That would be amazing. You just hit the thumbs up right there on the screen. All right, Edwin, let's go. How are we doing today?
What's going on, hey, Spencer, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me on.
Let's talk about, it looks like there was only one major report of interest last week. Is that right?
There was one major report from Swan Street Research, and then there's this new activist short seller, Sumerian Research, that put out a Twitter thread on a stock. I don't know if that counts as a report or not.
You know what? In the year of our Lord 2021, yeah, why not? Twitter. I'm hereby decreeing Twitter threads count.
Fair enough. So then there were two, Spencer. But this one by Swan Street Research on Why Me Hologram Cloud was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
$350 million public company. They're a Chinese hologram augmented reality company. And the crux of this report was that the company's raised like $160 million from investors by issuing stock. Since its April 2020 IPO, and $100 million of that seems to have been spent on like spurious acquisitions or related party deals or like just questionable purchases. For example, they highlighted a press release where the company claimed they were spending $35 million to acquire artificial intelligence and cloud computing technology, but they actually were buying a wholesale electronics business when the activists dug into the purchase. You've also seen a lot of turnover on the board. I think 5 board members have resigned in the last year and a half, including 2 of the audit committee chairs.
Never a good thing when there's turnover on the board.
Especially if there's a lot. And then, the reason the stock has done decently is the company's been super promotional. Guess how many press releases, Spencer, the company's put out since it went public in April 2020?
April 2020, I'm going to say... Let's say one every 3.5 trading days.
It's even more. It's 170. So, one every 2 trading days.
One every 2 trading days. Okay.
So they've been really, really promotional. I don't know. I think in August they got in some retail mania, but since then it's kind of gone back down. Now, one cool thing, Spencer, if we have time to do this, is who's the auditor for the company? If you got all these shenanigans going on, cash being misspent, you're kind of curious who the auditor is. Do you think we could use the PCAOB auditor search tool to show people how to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
PCAOB.
I'm literally going to the website.
Perfect. Then there's a search bar in the top right. So this is a free, quasi-government website. Click on auditor search, Spencer.
Yeah.
And then type in WIMI, which is the ticker. You can do this for any company. It brings it up. So then we see Friedman LLP is the auditor. They're not a Big Four auditor. And no. Click on the engagement partner, Joy Pan.
Okay.
So that's the specific person responsible for auditing WIMI. And now, if you look, this is every other company she's audited over the last 8 years. She's audited.
Yes, we got a SPAC. We got a SPAC. We got a SPAC. A SPAC.
Lots of SPACs and 8 other public companies. Of those 8 other public companies she's audited, 7 are down like 50% or more. 1 is a recent IPO that went up. And then there's one SPAC she audits called the ticker's GPCO, $75 million SPAC, Golden Path Acquisition. I don't know where it is on this, but she's the auditor for Golden.
There it is.
Yeah. Great. She's the auditor for Golden Path Acquisition and WIMI. Guess what Google Golden Path Acquisition. They recently announced a deal.
I don't have to Google it. Go into Benzinga Pro. Ticker is GPCO.
GPCO. Look at this.
GPCO. Golden Path Acquisition. MC Hologram.
Yes. So she was the auditor for WIMI Hologram, this fake Chinese hologram company. And she's also the auditor for another SPAC that just announced a deal to acquire yet another Chinese hologram company. And I think it shows you kind of the mania of the market we're in. It's just like there's all these fake Chinese hologram companies, and the same woman is like responsible for auditing them.
Holy! How many fake hologram companies could? Okay, first of all, let's just say this: this stock is $4. Okay, so I don't even know if you can borrow this or what. I mean, it's not a very liquid stock, as you can see. There's not a lot of volume, so there's probably not much more meat on the bone. I'm just saying it's a $4 stock, so I'm not saying go out and short this stock, but the questions that Swan Street Research is bringing up here is maybe you want to think twice before buying this one as well.
Especially when they really seem to be catering to retail investors and with the other press releases and stuff. But, the cool thing for me is you can take the information from this report. Hey, this company is like misleading investors potentially. You can see who the auditor is, the specific audit partner responsible for that. And then you can see the 10 companies and SPACs she's associated with and be like, let me apply extra scrutiny to those because those are probably not going to do too well. And she's involved in 7 active SPACs right now, most of them in Asia. And, I'd bet dollars to donuts those won't do too well.
All right. So that was WIMI. Again, $4 stock. Chinese companies can do strange things. So I would say the takeaway there is not so much, everyone go short this stock. It's if you see it trending on social media one day, and then you very well might, because if you look at the chart as I pull it back up here, you can see what happened in August of last year. Some craziness, right? This thing got to $30, $29.50, 20. Yeah, so it can do some crazy stuff. It got to over almost $13 in February. So I would say just be mindful next time you see this trending on your socials. Okay. What was the other one? There was a Twitter thread, he said?
Yeah, the ticker's DATS. DATS.
All right. Whoa.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
So this is a quote, blockchain, cybersecurity, and social media company, $180 million market cap roughly. And just this new short activist, Sumerian Research, they're just on Twitter. They have like 80 followers. It's a really new group. They highlighted a bunch of the management's past failures. They highlighted the company has no revenue, and they highlighted that the company was acting very promotional with their press release. I think, the company is trying to make a 99-cent per month secure messaging app. That's kind of my understanding. But if you look at management's past ventures, they all haven't done too well. So this guy was saying,
well, this is not a very large company, $180 million market cap, very low float. Is that 13 million shares? Not very liquid, but it's been a pretty good performer. Actually, I take that back. It's got some volume. Well, 20 million shares a day. It's got some volume, not no volume. But it's been a nice performer. So I don't know.
I think EF Hutton was the bank that took it public, and they, supposedly are like not too great, and so that was another issue highlighted with the company. I have no strong opinion. It's kind of too small for me to get really interested.
Yeah, I've never heard of the firm you said too. What was it? Sumerian Research?
Sumerian Research. They're just on Twitter, Sumerian Research, or if you look at the Bear Cave, they're mentioned in there.
Okay.
But they're on Twitter. I often think following the small activists is better because they can put out really good research and the market won't react right away. It'll take some time to get priced in. So Sumerian Research is a good one to follow. See,
so this is what I'm more interested in because the stock clearly has not. The stock hasn't made its move. It's up at made a new all-time high today, actually. So you watch and see if the information. So the information that Edwin is talking about. How do you spell the firm? Sumerian?
Yeah. So if you go to Twitter, they're at Sumerian, SUMERIAN. Then Research, just RSCH.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm going to bring him up on the screen and give him some free press. Was that right? I think I did. Yeah, some free press. Got it. Okay. Here's their page. 61 followers. Never heard of him, like Edwin said. If you're interested in these types of ideas, these types of short ideas, there you go. Free press. Sumerian Research. I'm not saying I agree with it. I don't know this firm or this stock, for that matter.
Spencer, can you go back to the Twitter? Go back to the Twitter?
Yeah.
Do you see me following them?
Yeah.
You'll see tomorrow, 1 p.m., I'm launching a new product. So there's going to be a big product announcement coming on my Twitter tomorrow at 1. And everyone.
Wait, is this a new Twitter feature?
Well, click on that.
Okay.
So I just changed my bio to be like tomorrow at 1.
Dude, you got me there. Okay.
So everyone should check out @StockJabber Twitter tomorrow at 1. I'll be releasing something I think is pretty cool. But
all right. Edwin Dorsey, author of the Bear Cave newsletter, joins us every Monday to talk about what's new in short report land, and we appreciate that because these are the people that are doing the in-depth research that are calling out the nonsense when other people aren't. And I think we are very bullish, generally speaking, on this channel. I definitely have a long-term bullish bias, and you have to give respect to the short side because that's what makes a market. So, Edwin Dorsey, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again next Monday.
Sounds good, Spencer.
All right. It is 3:28. We'll have Joel on in just a second. I just wanted to bring up my charts once again. And look at the IWM today, guys. Did you see it? I mean, we complained about this all year when the SPY was making new highs and the IWM was just doing nothing. But here, you know what? Let's just compare the two real fast. Let's compare the three real fast. Now that the IWM is sort of, I don't want to say it's looking to break out because we're like not. I don't know if we're like quite there yet, but it doesn't look that terrible all of a sudden. Is it just me? I know maybe that I'm doing it wrong, right? Dennis right here would say you're doing it wrong. You should be selling rips. We're up 1.3% today, right? In the IWM. I should be selling the IWM today, not buying. That's what I should be doing, but I don't know. I'd be curious to get Joel's thoughts on this. Speak of the devil. Here he is. Let's do at the close. All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Joel.
Good afternoon, Spencer. How you doing?
What do you think of this IWM chart?
I haven't looked at the IWM.
It doesn't look. I don't know. It looks kind of goofy.
It looks a heck of a lot stronger than the S&Ps, right?
Oh, I know. I'm doing it wrong, but.
Oh, I mean, I think you got to be positive, and you got to think that this is going up to the 229 area. You had a pair of highs right there at 28.97 and 229. Current high is 227.68. I think between that 29 even and up to between 29 and 30, it may thicken up. But that's the objectives right now on the upside. See if we come up a little bit shy or not. But it came down hard off this area in July. It failed there in late or early September. Now taking another crack at it, but certainly looks better than the S&P chart.
Yeah, I know. Let's bring up that S&P chart because it doesn't look that bad if you ignore the overnight pre-market session.
Yes, yeah, and wow, you got this is big resistance, and the way things were looking when it got up to 72 even last night. I was thinking, man, we're going to test these multiple highs in that area. And we came up a little bit shy. The break this morning, I'll just run through it real quick. You took out the pre-market low by a couple ticks. So you really didn't have anything to get too excited about. Didn't even get to the entry day low from yesterday. And we haven't done it yet, but you know how I talk about the close and the importance of the mark and the closing price. Well, we went off the board yesterday at 45.75 on Friday. We got to 46.50 today and just kind of hovering there. So, you have the mark on the upside, 45.75, the intraday high tomorrow. That will be the key to see if we can get back up to the or at least that pre-market higher. Or first things first, let's get to the high from last week and the high from Friday. You haven't seen that in a regular session at 44.55. Crude continuing to have a good day here. Crude's up $1.36 to 75.34. Trying to sniff that 76 level that we hit back in July, 76.22. Pretty good range in gold, holding those multiple lows at the 1740 area. Silver not having a bad day, still trying to poke its head through that 2280 level. Bitcoin gave some back, trading range there, up 730, 43,250. Ethereum doing a little bit better on a percentage basis. That's up $104 and 3,026.
All right, Joe, we should probably start with Tesla because, and the chat's all over it too. I mean, I thought for sure 800 today. I thought for sure we were going to see 800. We haven't seen it yet. The day is nigh. I don't know if I said that word right, but we got 27 minutes to go $5 in Tesla.
Well, it could happen, and we got the news this morning. I mean, this stock is just strong, breakout mode. Shorts scrambling for cover. Just strong, just totally ignored market forces today. Up $20.91. I'd have to go back a while to find a daily high in the 800s. So, good momentum, really nice 2-day move. Once you cleared 760. Well, I will drill down on the dailies. No, probably have to go. This would be easier to go to a weekly chart here. Bottom right chart, instead of going to looking at the monthly, I'm going to go to the weekly and see what we got on the weekly chart. So next weekly high coming into 821. But first things first, let's get to 800. Currently $5 away from that, but another good day. One of the best 2-day moves you've had in Tesla in quite a long time.
This is the great part of owning Tesla. Because when Tesla does this, it makes it look so easy, right? Like you were like a week ago, you were so you got $718 on Tesla. You're up. We'll just call it an even 80. I don't know, 70, 75,
Yep.
whatever. Bucks in a week. Like, and this is what Tesla does. It melts through resistance like a hot knife through butter. You know, it just does. And this is how easy it was. Like, the back half of last year, especially November and December after the split, blah blah blah. You guys know that by now, but it makes it look so easy. It can just go.
It had 4 highs of what we were talking about in the 760 to 764.45 area. Spot that 762. Those were 2 highs back September 9th and 10th. You had a little bit of the pullback with the market, but Dennis talks about some breakouts working, some not working. That's one that worked. That's one that the bulls got right, and really no sign of topping out, except that the only thing is biggest 2-day move you've had in a while in Tesla.
In this same vein, someone find me an EV stock that is not higher today. I don't know if you saw NIO, Joel.
NIO got off the mat. Yep.
Well, first it went under the mat at the open, and then it got off the mat. So I don't know what happened there off the open in NIO, but LI, this charts look identical. You can even go to like Ride, right?
Ride.
Ride's up 3.5% today. You got Workhorse up 11% today. Maybe like, you know what? GOEV, Canoe, is the one, and that had a great week last week, and that's the one I think that's down today, down 7%, but that had a great week last time around. I just saw some LiDAR plays, right? VLDR just spiking as we speak, up 7% today, rounding up. So you got a lot of EV stocks that are in long-term downtrends that are just spiking up today in the last couple of days and I know there's talk of the infrastructure bill, and that's getting closer to passing, and we're going to get this budget in theory this week, right? Because it's the end of the fiscal year in Washington. But yeah, you're just getting a lot of spikes here in EV land. Strange, right?
As I said, it was that EV concert last week that Benzinga put on for the GOEV, and this is the importance of watching daily highs and lows, at least on a short-term perspective. This did have a big 2-day move last week, ran into problems. 917 was your high on Friday, snuck there off the open 921 only by 4 cents. So that's what if you're looking for Tesla, maybe we'll do a similar thing. Higher price stock, you're not going to get them within 4 cents of each other, but just a little profit taking now a pullback. Couldn't even get near Friday's low, and down a little bit, but not out. That will make the close from Friday 904 a much better number now, since you went to 921, and now you're back down. So I think you might have to find it, unless you get some real good news out here on that GOEV. You're gonna have to pick another intermediate resistance level if you want to exit the trade on strength.
Did you see Wells Fargo today, Joel?
Wells Fargo.
It was a headline. They are being First, I'm going to say the headline, and then I'm going to argue why it's good news. Okay, the headline is the Wells Fargo is being sued by the DOJ over their Forex service. Basically, they were overcharging their customers on Forex fees, and I'm going to argue that this is good news, and here is why. And I mean no disrespect to, actually I kind of do, but does anyone actually think that any fine is going to be material to the business? I'm sure Wells Fargo will be fined. Okay, Wells Fargo stinks. They stink. I'm sure they'll be fined millions of dollars for this, and it won't matter, because how much money did they make last quarter? Let's find out. Last quarter, Wells Fargo made $20 billion in revenue last quarter. So they'll get fined. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I have absolutely no idea. $100 million, maybe. I don't know. That's on $20 billion in quarterly revenue. So
Nothing.
so this, and you can see in the chart it dipped and then it immediately bounced back. I'm not saying this is actually good news. Obviously, it's not. Wells Fargo stinks. Okay, I think they stink as a bank. I'm amazed. If you're still a Wells Fargo customer after all this, I'm impressed, honestly.
Yeah, they just can't get out of the way of themselves, can they? I mean, you see, basis the daily chart, the sell off, the hard sell off from mid 49 down to under 44. Claws its way back on a day where the banks are having a great day. Not the kind of price action you want to see. You did have a high on your way down at 48.99. Where'd you get today? You got the 48.94, probably a big seller up at the point at 49 even. Our focus number for tomorrow will be 47.92. That was the high close of the move. That was from Friday. And then you got the major resistance just above that. 48.94, as I mentioned, that was the high in the session before they got their legs chopped out from them. 48.99, your August 31st high in Wells Fargo. Currently down 32 cents, 40, but you already caught a big bounce off the bottom today. So maybe you got the sellers out of there.
Wait, I'm just going to go back and look. What happened was that at the end of August, there was a headline on August 31st that Wells Fargo could see regulatory action over the speed of their restitution payments. That was not a good day for Wells Fargo for shares. Actually, that whole week. Well, yeah. So, and we're kind of getting back there already. Anyway, I just think that these headlines, obviously, they're bad headlines. This company's, I think, a shady business, but from the stock perspective, it's going to have no material impact. I think that's just.
Yeah, they can just charge customers a little bit more on the next transactions.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. I don't know. Like I said before, if you're still a Wells Fargo customer, then good for you. I'm impressed with your ability to not change your bank. Let's go to another stock here. Let's go to Netflix. I wanted to hit this morning. We didn't have time to, but I caught a little bit of the Netflix streaming event over the weekend. A lot of things to be excited about coming to Netflix in 2022. It did dip off the open with the rest of tech, but has rebounded here. We are green for the day. Who asked in the chat about this? Toronto Dave. Ugh, this is what Toronto Dave says. Ugh, this freaking Netflix chart. What to do?
What to do? You want to see it? You clear this area. You did make a 92.98 high on Friday. You cleared that. You went to 93.58 today, but became a tech stock with the tech stocks. I would say I want to see this clear out that high last week, 99.32. Also had a high right near 600 at 598.57. It was also the area of some former lows. So old support acting as new resistance here. Having a good day today. I think the best thing for you, you Netflix shareholders, is not to give a lot back. Make a couple lows in the higher 580 handle or 582, 585. Get a little springboard. But the longer it takes for this to clear that high from last week, 99.32, climb over 600, hold 600, I'd be worried a little bit about a fade here. It did fade hard off, just a little bit lower this in July, October, also in April. So this has been an area of trouble before in Netflix. Let's see how long, if it can hang up here, inch up on its own merit and then take out 600. And then after that, fairly smooth sailing. Another double top, 609.44 and 609.45. Let's call that 610 to make it easy for you, those at home.
You know what's crazy is, barring some kind of dramatic turnaround, the XLE will be the best performing sector ETF of the month, and it's not even close by a mile. right? It's there right now, as of this moment, there are like 2, maybe 3 sector ETFs green for the month, and energy is up over 5% this month. The XLE, it's the best one by a mile. Discretionary is up like 2%, and that's next. So XLE is just having itself a September to remember.
It's September to remember for sure. The only thing is a little perplexing here is you're not at your post-COVID high where crude is 50 cents away from that. So it's a little bit troubling. Maybe we'll just take another day or two. You can see you haven't even been able to get to your July high yet at 55.27. And then your post-rebound high XLE has been 56.65. So trying to play catch up with crude oil, just not doing as well on a relative basis. S&Ps seem to be finding sellers once we climb into the 44.40 handle. We've been hanging around this area all day. It's also the area of Thursday's close. Thursday's close was 44.36. 50. Spencer, you're on mute.
Sorry. I'm going to look it up tonight. When was the last time that we can actually say the XLE was the best performing sector of the last month? I'm curious.
You could say that in February, maybe.
Okay, that's sooner than I would have.
This bases the charts.
Yeah.
February went from 39.32 to 48.15. So that was a 9-point move. Here you're up higher levels, 48.40, 52.80, though we have a couple days left. Spruce leaking into the close here. This is right in the air while we opened up at 33.50 and had a dip right, had a little rip to this area before you dipped and made the low. So the buyers are not with, despite the IWM, the most important index in the world, can't bring the spoos along with it yet in today, this Monday session.
Okay, I just saw a stat on Twitter, and I want to quote it, and I don't want to butcher it. And it was, today's the first time, I think, since, here it is. We haven't had a day, this is from Andrew Thrasher on Twitter.
Good old Andy.
We haven't had a day where the Russell 2000 is up more than 1.5%, while the S&P is down since March 30th. All right.
That and a nickel will get you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, anyway, all right, let's go back to the chat. I know there was a few tickers there. Mohammed's asking about Bristol Myers, Squibb, BMY.
Oh, unloved sector. Oh, no, skimming along at the bottom here, trying to find the bottom. Will it be an undercut and rally? We'll see. That low from doesn't look like it as we speak. Just hanging out near the lows of the move too long. Daily low 60.05. Oh, bunch of lows at 60. You cracked 60 today, going down to all the way to 59.84. So if BMY is going to make the move, boom, it's going to hold 60. This has been the bottom of a trading range really since it's a little bit lower. Oh, 58.84. That was the bottom of in November. So this has been the bottom of the trading range. Just maybe lit a little bit out of favor here. And boy, 2 monthly red bars in a row. Haven't had that since the beginning of the year, but just rotation and rotation out of these healthcare stocks. That's what I mean, this was just a step down seller here from 67 to 60. Important for this to hold this, get back above 60 and mount a rally on the dailies. 61. What was the high from last week? If you rather get long on some strength, maybe set a little buy stop at 61.34 and let them take you out on strength instead of trying to pick a bottom.
And just speaking to that rotation, the healthcare sector XLV down 2.75% this month, which is underperforming the S&P. And I don't actually know what the IWM is doing this month, but anyway, that's not the worst sector if you can believe it. Utilities has been destroyed, down 5%. Material is down 4 2/3%, but industrial is down 3%. But healthcare is unloved, very unloved. To Joel's point. So
and J&J, same thing here. Hasn't taken out the low of the move, but folks, when stocks hang around, these areas for too long, they tend to take it out. You still have you got major resistance up at 166. That's going to move down for you. But yeah, you're picking on the wrong child here.
yeah.
If you're trying to get these healthcare stocks, SPOOs are right back where we opened. Just about. We just take 33.50. Might have a preponderance of sellers into the close here. So lean in. Let's see. Probably IWM is still up, but definitely some separation in the market today between the small caps and the big caps. I think that what I think is that you need the big caps to participate to get a full blown rally, but the small caps, they're doing their job today. That's for sure.
Joel, I don't know if you called Baba today. James pointed it out. Luke and I talked about this. The more I look at this, the more I want to take a couple $100 and buy some way out of the money calls. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that as much as I want to.
Look at those monthly. Oh boy, 1, 2, 3 monthly lows in a row, coming back into this area of support. If you want an area to lean on, this is your area. Ooh, that's still a little ways away. Oh boy, 130. Don't know if you want to wait for that. That's $20 away. It's trying. The good news is, matching lows from today and yesterday, 44.57, 44.44. So new low of the move, but a rebound. As long as they don't get China overnight, you can see maybe an update. 3-day high comes in at 152.68. The high from last week is way up at 155.14. SPOOs continuing to leak here into the close. We are now in the lower 44.30 handle, trying to catch a bid. 9 minutes left.
Joel, can you pull up Bros for us? And
is that thing still going?
No, it's not. But I give me a level to lean on here in Bros.
To lean on to buy it.
Hypothetically speaking, sure.
Hypothetically speaking, I don't like it.
Okay, fine.
47.30. I mean, if you really want to play it tight, close to the belt, 47.39. That was your low back in on September 21st. Your low today, 47.50. So the only thing after that is you just got a big downdraft down to 41.10. Don't think that's going to happen because anyone that shorted this thing on the way up is going to love to see it. But if this is going to act like a stock, I think coming into that $47 area, 47.17 represents the 50% retracement. So if Dutch Brothers is for real here, I expect them to catch a few lows in this area and then turn back up and try and recoup some of that break. But big move from 32 and change to over 62. Just a little bit of a breather for Dutch Brothers.
Yeah. I don't own this stock. I'm just asking. I do not own. Just to be clear, I do not own that. I'm watching Micron today only because we know they report on. I think it's Thursday. Let me check that. I'm 99% sure it's Thursday. I should probably know that before I brought it up. But Micron. No, maybe it's Wednesday.
Looking at a trend in tech here, caught a bid above the high from last week. Last week's high, 74.79.
It's Tuesday. I knew it was one of those days.
Okay, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit nervous Nelly shorts ahead of the covering ahead of the print. But what's impressive here is that tech is getting wrecked, but Micron's having a good day. But on the other hand, Micron has been beat up pretty badly. Several red candles in a row on a monthly basis. Maybe getting a turnaround in September from Micron. SPOOs 44.31.50, 6.7 points off that low of the day, 42.25. don't see much down below that until the intraday high from yesterday at 1775. But trading a lot here in the 44.30 handle, trying to stay in it.
Renidu is asking about Roblox, Joel, RBLX, and this is one, like, if you had to pick one to take a flyer on, this may be at the top of my list. I know it's down 4% today, but if you had to pick one video game stock, like where the chart doesn't look horrendous, but also you haven't missed out on a big move, like Unity, for example, it just went from 76 to 137, right? So big move there. But Roblox is neither breaking down nor is it breaking out, which makes me want to, if I were to pick one, it'd be this one.
I don't like the reversal for the week. You had a good week last week and then held the close. That close is 83.22 from Friday. Ticked 83.30 and then boom, kind of fell apart. Off the low, I don't know. I think on this one, maybe wait to see if you can pick it up under 78, just kind of erasing some of those gains from last week. Tech has been a little bit out of favor. This had a big run and pulling back. Let's see if I can find a 50% for you to give you a reference point. SPOO's continuing to leak here. Now 44.30 looks like it's going to go by the wayside. You lost to 50% here at 82.41. Wow, that's just a buck below the highs from the session. So I'm not looking for continued strength to rebound until this can get back above and hold 82.50.
You guys are bringing in some stocks that I've forgotten about, like Chewy, which I've not probably looked at in a couple weeks. Wow. Oh, well, okay. Well, what's that low?
New low for the move, but a green candle, undercut and rally, maybe. What's your close from Friday? Boom. You're green from Friday. This could be a reversal candle, undercut the low and moving up. Going to be up on the day from a swing trade perspective, leaning on that 68 low. Nothing on the monthlies really to confirm it. Small gap on the upside between 72.80 and 73.44. Currently trading at 70.5. Not a big volume day in it, but just caught a lot of people flat-footed when you took out that low, and shorts or people trying to get long, having to do it into a rising market as opposed to a falling market.
Is anyone following what's going on at the Fed right now? Because in case you've not been following this story,
Rosengren
was this morning, man.
Someone else go?
Someone else. Kaplan's out now too. So several Fed governors were I don't know if caught. I guess caught is the right word. Basically front running the Fed. They were buying the very assets that the Federal Reserve said they were going to buy, and now two of those Fed governors are retiring. Two today. Rosengren this morning, Kaplan this afternoon. Just now.
Not a good look.
Who else we going to get? I don't know.
Ben Powell.
Yeah, I mean it's a really bad look. That's a terrible.
That would be bad.
That would be not great. Not great.
Who would they put in there? It didn't sound good when they did it originally, right? And they kind of rescinded it.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. I guess it's pretty easy to buy when you know the Fed's behind you, right? And not good. Not a good look for the Fed at all. Those guys stepping down a little bit earlier than expected.
Yeah, the fact that it's been like a couple of days and now two dominoes have fallen. Who will be next is the question I'm asking. All right, 3:58. We got a minute to go. Now 3:59 now. A minute to go in today's session, and nice red candle there, but nothing too crazy as long as we're
actually 1 point below where we opened here, chop and slop. Concerning on the fact that we couldn't take out that close from Friday, even though you far exceeded that in the pre-market trading. So, you know, do we turn? I was looking for a little bit more of a trading range, and maybe that's what we're getting here. Basis the S&P, just a little bit, not quite ready to take out that super extra major resistance at the 44.7580 area. But not really willing to give away. We'd even take out the intraday low from yesterday. So kind of a nothing day unless you're long the banks. The banks are having a great day. New all-time high for JP Morgan and probably a new all-time closing high. Took that out by a wide margin. So what the Fed is saying and what the Wall Street's doing with these banks, two different stories on this Monday.
Yeah. You know what's gonna piss me well off is if, like, you know, these Fed presidents leaving is obviously going to impact policy, right? Because you may replace someone that's more dovish with someone who's hawkish, or vice versa. So these Fed presidents that they weren't quite doing insider. Well, it kind of was insider trading in a way. This is going to impact policy. It's like the stupidest thing ever. I hate everyone. I hate everything. I think we need to just burn it all down and start again. But that's a question for another day. Guys, smash that like button if you agree with me or not. I don't really care. Good day for the markets, though. Joel, have a good rest of your day. Money Mitch is coming out live right now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow as well. And let's just burn it down, guys. Let's just burn it all down, start everything over again. Start the whole system. We need a new system, new everything. Build it from scratch. Let's do it.